Crypto Show, episode number 76. Operation Green Rolex update, and with the Bitcoin at 12,400. Is it really at 12,400 right now?
And $21, now 23.
Good Lord. I'm joined by Charlie from cultivatecrypto.com, where we're going to change the name of the show to the Tokyo I Told You So show. I told you so. We told you Bitcoin was going to go up last week, and here we are. Charlie, what do you say about all this?
Yeah, I told you so. So it's the best way. At the end of the day, that's the best way that I could put it.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, we're all here to get up to the moon, and
Yep.
pretty wild.
Let me just pull this up. I'm gonna just pull this up just to show a couple things I think that have been kind of probably just good to kind of show where we're coming from here. So hold on a second. Also, maybe not such a small piece of news. I've been talking about a specific company accepting Bitcoin payments for about 5 months now. Just mentioned it to you just before the show. We'll be talking about that as well. I think there's probably several people who've already been paying attention to that. All right. So on the last video, oops. Yeah, I'll just pull up this one example just so to make it easier. But yeah, let me share my screen here.
I'm enjoying a late night coffee, Charlie.
Good. So, all right, just so people understand, right here's the current price of Bitcoin, $12,426. Right, not doing too shabby. Last week's episode, right? Is it too late to buy Bitcoin? We basically said no. What was the price? $11,450. Well, that's all I got to say about that. And then, I was going to pull up one more week, but the 1 week before that, we didn't actually have the price on this specific show. But the week before that on my channel, it was at about 10,600 or so. And I told you guys that it was going up above 11,200. So, not doing too bad the last few weeks with Bitcoin. And here's the funny thing is, as long as it stays above the high 11,000s, it's probably got basically there's a 50% chance Bitcoin hits 12,700 and a 50% chance by the end of this month that it hits 13,000 or so. So 12,700 or 13,000 are the two numbers on a stretch goal that we could get to within the next 1 week.
Yeah, I'm in a good position. I took a position out in September, the beginning of September, around 11.5, and then it crashed down to 10.5. And old me would have panicked and freaked out, but I was just like, okay, mistake was made, but we're in the middle of a bull run. There's not really, I don't have to, transfer this into Tether and start spazzing out right now.
Right.
And held out, and then here we are, and I'm up, not a lot of money, but a considerable amount of pocket change to float me around for a couple, maybe like 3 months if I live conservatively. Yeah,
and it's not, too crazy of bets either, just basically betting on some of the main coins, some of the main winners, which the volatility is not quite as high, so the rewards are a little bit slower, but, it's free money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And boys, there are a lot of free money going around. How about we do a price analysis?
And then the news or the news and then the price analysis?
Let's see. Well, let's do the news then. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I think Spencer noted it, but I'm not sure if anybody else did. But I've been talking about this for the last 5 months because there was actual documentation online that you could see that they were planning this. But actually, let me share it this way so I can share audio as well. Kind of anticlimactic there.
Go ahead. Listen, I got some golden gorilla emojis. I'm about to upload them into the chat right now.
All right. Can you see the screen?
I can. Yeah. PayPal.
Yeah, so I've been talking about this the last 5 months. I think it was March or April, somewhere around there. Online, there were official PayPal documents saying that they would eventually accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments as a means of payment. And I've been mentioning that on my show on and off for the last 5 months. And well, what do we get today? Finally, PayPal announces it's going to allow cryptocurrency buying, selling, and shopping on its network.
That is absolutely crazy. So now people can buy like my courses with Bitcoin, is what you're saying?
Yep. And so here's the thing. I mean,
wow.
You can listen to this thing, which is about a minute long. It explains the whole thing, or I could just mention a few things.
Fuck it, let's listen. Let's
get
educated.
Let me make sure my desktop audio is on. Tell me if it's too loud or not.
Okay.
Bitcoin maybe just got a little more real as an everyday means of payment.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right, cool.
PayPal says it will allow customers to buy, sell, and hold the cryptocurrency and rival virtual coins in its online wallets. The service will be available to US customers in the coming weeks and some other countries in the first half of 2021. Wow. From early next year, people will also be able to use the digital currencies at the 26 million merchants on the PayPal network. Company Chief Executive Dan Schulman says he hopes that will encourage global use of Bitcoin and the like. He says he's working with global central banks on how PayPal can help drive that. Cryptocurrencies have so far failed to catch on for everyday use. Their extreme volatility makes them attractive to speculators, but not so much shoppers or merchants. Companies, including payments provider Square and stock trading app Robinhood, do already allow users to buy and sell digital coins. But now PayPal's vast reach could be a game changer. It has 346 million active accounts worldwide and processed $222 billion in payments just in the second quarter. Cryptocurrency transactions on PayPal will be settled in regular currencies, such as the US dollar, meaning merchants won't get paid in virtual coins.
So did you catch that part at the very, very end?
I kind of spaced out there, to be honest. But I heard that they're the 26 million merchants. As soon as I heard that, I was like, this is permanently going to pull up Bitcoin's price.
Yeah, kind of a little small caveat at the end. Mm-hmm. Like Robinhood, when you cash out or you try to cash in what you're holding, they will not cash you out in Bitcoin. They'll cash you out in fiat dollars.
Really?
So you can send through the PayPal network Bitcoin. You can hold Bitcoin within the network, but like Robinhood, it's not actual Bitcoin that they're transacting. So they don't pay you out in Bitcoin, but it will follow the price volatility of Bitcoin as well. So yeah, you'll be able to gain money by holding it on there, just as you would on Robinhood.
That's so you'll be able to get interest on your PayPal owned Bitcoin?
Not interest on there. So there's no staking, or Celsius network is not involved with PayPal yet. If they link up together though, then maybe they could. But yeah, it's just basically transacting on there. And I think Chest mentions an interesting point, right? Which is that it could generate a taxable event. So the question is, it's following the price of Bitcoin, so you could gain money there with the volatility of Bitcoin, but they're not actually transacting in cryptocurrency. So is it, what's it going to be labeled as? Is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think regardless, this is a step forward for
sure.
Bitcoin, because PayPal is huge. Like that is one of the largest payment networks in the world. I mean, this means if PayPal's do it, Stripe's going to do it eventually, right?
Yeah, probably. And I would just say more people, the merrier. I think most companies know that it's written on the wall. Sometimes in the next 5-6 years, digital currency is going to be just like email. Everybody's going to be using it, whether it's a cryptocurrency, a United States digital currency, another country, whatever. People are going to know how to use cryptocurrency in 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's I think it's kind of interesting. It's like almost scary to be this right, because now
yeah,
not only are we right, but we are being compensated and validated in one of the most important ways to get you addicted to doing what you're doing, which is, financially.
Yep.
Like, I mean, this year alone, just with a couple of swing trades, I have done the equivalent of a year of a part-time job at some place, you know what I mean? Or even a low end white collar job, you know?
Yep.
And I'm just saying there's so much money to be made in cryptocurrency and you know, pay your taxes. It's all legal. This is not financial advice. It's all the stuff. Don't sue me. But, you know, I think that now especially this is a time to really be paying attention from now until the end of next year. And people are, you know, but this is what's going to happen next year. And this time, like when it's at the peak of the bull market, everybody's going to be like, how do I learn Bitcoin? How do I learn Bitcoin?
Yep. And Nigerian Don's paying attention, right? 2021 is going to be great. 2022 is probably going to be even better. So get ready for 2016, 2017, 2.0.
All right. So, did you do an analysis on Bitcoin? I
No.
think that's up next. And then we're going to talk
Yep.
about, we got to go in depth because you have everything written down for Operation Green Rolex. So we got to give an update to everybody.
Yep.
And kind of give an overall introduction for the people who don't know what it is. So let's do the Bitcoin price first. Talk about what's going on, and then we'll move forward to the next section of the show.
With pleasure. Wow, Bitcoin's at 12,440 now, so it's been going up pretty good today.
Is that the highest it's been in a while?
It's hitting right up. Let's see. Let's zoom in here. It's hitting right up on the same price that it's been the highest it's been this year.
Oh wow!
And the highest it's been since August of last year.
Yeah, we're going up, buddy. We're going up.
Yep. So here's the next levels to pay attention to, right?
This is exciting.
Yeah, it's great.
Getting paid.
free magic internet money. So here was the first goal of this move up once we broke above the previous high here of 11,200. Once we broke above that area, the first goal was here of about 12,100. And yeah, this morning when we were doing the presentation for Body Language Mastery, we broke above 12,000 going towards this goal. And then we've gone way past it, right? So once we surpass this goal, the question is, where do we go next? Now, I think to the higher side, this area here of 12,700 about would be kind of an area that we could get rejected. But in terms of time, one thing which is interesting to note is currently on this cycle, we're on about day 42 out of an average of 60 from low to low. So usually we have 90% of the time that we're in a bullish cycle like we're in now with the price going up. Usually day 45, which would be the 24th, would be the earliest that we would get the high of the cycle. The last cycle you can see here, we got on the high on day 50, right? So we could even have up to like a day 54 or day 57 high, which would be early part of November around the election. So I'm thinking sometime in the next 1 week-ish, we get a high somewhere around this 12,700 level. Now,
12,700, and when was that?
Sometime in the next 1 week.
No way.
But if we surpass that sooner, like in the next, before the end of this week, if we're up at that level, then the next level above that is about $13,450.
So as a trader now, are you looking at this moment, and is this a moment where even an experienced guy like you're going to be watching the charts closely?
Yeah, you got to watch it every day for the next 1 week, just to see like how it continues to grow. Because you can see here, it came down, got a low, bounced a little bit, higher low, bounced a little bit, and then it finally took off, consolidated here at that previous kind of resistance area, blasted through that. And now we have the RSI pretty high, but still plenty of room to go up compared to what we had in the last move up. Also, we're hitting on the first part of a layered Bollinger Band, which means we're almost hitting the red area here on the daily chart, which means probably, let's see here, about, yeah, it could move up another $200 tomorrow, which would bring it easily to that almost that 12,700 level. So that would be on day 43 of the cycle. And that would be getting close, right? If for example, at the end of this week, if it stalls out, right, on Friday and it can't really get above that level, and then on Monday it starts coming back down towards 12,200, that could be a sign of weakness, and then we could get a top around that area. Something like that, or like a little bit of a jab up towards 13,000, but not quite at the beginning of next week, and then a drop down into the election, basically, is what we're looking at.
So would you say 12.7 is a good cash out? Yeah,
pretty much. And you wouldn't take 100% there, but I would take probably a majority of it, maybe leave another 40 or 20%, something like that, to try to get up higher. But yeah, not bad. And then we get some consolidation around the election, and then we get another move up. So however high this move up goes will be interesting to see, because I think that will give us a better idea for the end of the year what level of price we can get to. And for Ethereum, right, we're actually going to be chopping around in this area here between the current price and probably low 400s. So Ethereum's not going too crazy this time around, but for the end of the year, if Ethereum can break above this $490 or $500 level sometime within November, then Ethereum will probably double and go to about $800 by the end of the year.
Does Bitcoin need to lead up for that to happen?
Yeah. So Bitcoin, what it needs to do is get to whatever high it's going to get around the election. Stay above 11,600 would be probably pretty good to get support around that area, 11,500, 11,600, and then continue up through the end of the year. And if Bitcoin beats this previous high of this area here of about 13,900, then Ethereum probably also beats 500 and goes on a double from there. So, yeah, I think for Bitcoin, that move to the end of the year could be something from the current price, like maybe low 14,000, so like a 15% increase. Whereas Ethereum, right, if we're aiming for roughly this area right here, about $800, right? So while Bitcoin right now is leading the market, right, because we have Bitcoin dominance increasing, right? So Bitcoin's making mainly the move right now, but if from now until the end of the year, if it really only has a 15 or on a dip, right, 20% increase by the end of the year, versus Ethereum, if it's kind of takes some time to build up but breaks above $500, Ethereum can get that move, then from the current price, it's about a double for Ethereum from here. So it'd be interesting to watch Bitcoin dominance and see, how long Bitcoin dominates, I think, until about the election. And then sometime after the election, I think the altcoins start taking over again, and Ethereum leading the way with that. So it should be interesting.
Very kind of overwhelmed with choice right now, to be honest with you.
I mean, in terms of what? So like for your current stuff, right, versus new stuff, or what do you mean?
Well, I am kind of like a boomer in the sense I've become like a Bitcoin maximalist a little bit.
Yeah.
And
it's okay to boom sometimes, but then gotta see reality.
I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to be primarily focused on Bitcoin rather than if you're primarily focused on shitcoins. That's way more dangerous.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference, right?
Degenerate gambler like Tom Bombadil.
Hell, he's coming back. He's coming back slowly but surely.
But yeah, I'm just thinking that that I want to make more aggressive gains. I want to make like the 4x, the 8x, the 10x, and it's a dangerous game to play in the alts.
It depends on times, right? So, for example, January to February this year, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, they both tripled, like within a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the situation I see us being in November, December. Very Merry Christmas if you just get into a few decent cryptocurrencies between now and the end of the year.
There's the degenerate gambler right there, Tom Bombadil, the degenerate Christian gambler.
Hey, man, he made profit on his leverage trade today. I give him props for that.
Hey, listen, he's learning. He's made some serious changes this year, so No, it's all good. Tom knows I'm just, bullshitting with him. Yeah, I'm looking at Polkadot. I'm looking at Ethereum, and I'm being stingy looking at Ethereum, thinking like, it's 300. It's like, but I'm not thinking too long-minded or long term. I think that I'm of two minds of Ethereum, but I'm thinking potentially by next year, if this pattern really does continue, like Bitcoin keeps going up, it's a stable 27,000 for Bitcoin. I think that Ethereum will inevitably be taken to $1,000 by the end of next year.
Oh, that's almost too easy, because the previous all-time high for Ethereum, right, was $1,450 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And the previous all-time high for Bitcoin is 20,000, right? So if Bitcoin's at 27,000 next year, Ethereum's well above 1,500, probably above 2,000. Mm-hmm. Within next year.
So that's what I'm looking at. When you get up, if you have even if you have like $50,000 in capital to invest, you could easily make that into 200,000.
Yep.
In 1 year of a bull market of cryptocurrency.
Correct.
And $200,000 is a nice little cushion to have to know, hey, I have this just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best savings account in the world right now.
I want more crypto dollars. Speaking of crypto dollars, shall we jump right into it then? Let's talk about Operation Green Rolex, the update. So guys, Charlie is starting a hedge fund, and he's already got a good amount of capital to start off everything. And I'm also have gotten to the point where I'm just so busy doing all the body language mastery webinars and everything that I can't pay as close attention to crypto as Charlie can. So I've invested with him for a program we called Operation Green Rolex. I've started with $10,000 and the goal is $60,000 so I can buy a gold Daytona Rolex to show you guys the power of being able to earn cryptocurrency. Let me just show you the Rolex Daytona Rolex green dial. I mean, this watch is fire. Let's just...
I can't see anything.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm going to show you here.
Gotcha.
Right here. Yeah. This is the watch right here. It's fire. And this is also an appreciating asset. The Daytona Rolexes are extremely rare. This is the MSRP on this, Charlie, is $12,500. Do you know that?
I like it.
Maybe 16,000 because this one's the gold version. But the general Daytona itself, the baseline is 12,500. These are going a minimum for 17,000, but this one in particular is going for 50,000 right now. I remember when I saw it last year, it was going for 35,000. So it's appreciating in value. Conor McGregor has one of these. This is Jonah Hill wearing it as well.
Nice.
But this is the goal of Operation Green Rolex for you folks that are watching and wondering what it is. Where's the stop the screen? There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Boomer.
Boomer
alert. I boomered myself.
Yeah, we all do that from time to time. So,
but anyways, yeah, that's the goal right there is to cop that. And so let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you've done. What's your philosophy? You're the one really running the show here.
Yeah, I mean, so what we've done so far, I would say, there's sometimes that we followed our personal investments, and then there's other times we went a little bit, probably much on one particular coin. So in September, right, probably the play of the month, which I did this with my personal money, but we didn't do it with this particular account, which was just play Celsius, right? So I played that myself, but we'd actually been in Celsius, and then we got off that train, unfortunately, with this account. So Celsius was basically the play of September, and it is what it is. But for the most part, a lot of coins were dumping in September. A lot of the altcoins were dumping. So we went a little bit altcoin heavy. And I mean, we gained still over the month of September and October. I think it was about, like $2,500 so far in terms of profit. So and that's, playing a few altcoins and then some Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. So, it's a small relative gain, but yeah, we still have about half the quarter left to go, and it's going to be quite interesting. So we'll see if one of the coins that we picked picks up from that time.
And so we're 12,005 total, you think?
Yep, exactly. From 10 to start.
And then what about the Uniswap? Are we counting that as an acquisition?
We can add that on top or add a little bit, right? That's fluctuated in value. So, yeah, we can kind of keep it out for this moment in time.
I want to eventually convert that as well into the fund. We just want to get to 60K. So what would that put aside if we put that in there? It's like what, 1,200?
Yeah, exactly. So I'd put an extra 1,000 on it. So it'd be close to 13.5 or so, 14,000.
13.5. Hopefully the price of one Bitcoin in a couple of days, 13.5.
Pretty much, right?
Right.
So it would have been about the same to buy a Bitcoin at the time, which actually is interesting because that's how the market has moved. Yeah, but Bitcoin's a little bit of a slow mover, so we want one of these, some of the altcoins in the whatever you want to call it, to go up pretty well. So we'll see how that goes. But I do think the altcoins, will kind of come back a little bit more towards the middle to end of November. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, moving forward. So what are some effective, what are you looking at altcoin wise right now that we could theoretically use to get to the 60? Because obviously the super aggressive movement would be like a quick 5x, but predicting a 5x is kind of hard unless you really got your ear to the ground in crypto land.
Yep.
So what are you thinking?
So I mean, it all depends on timing, right? So for the end of this quarter, I mean, I bet you just by asking that question, you're going to get tons of people with different answers. I would say one of the coins that I like for the end of this quarter would be Cosmos or Atom. It's looking pretty decent. They could do the same as Ethereum or a little bit more, maybe like a double or a 3x. There's, I don't want to give too many of the things away that I've been looking at, but because I'll share that with my trading group as well. But yeah, Ethereum is probably a solid play, and then take a percentage of what you're trading or what you're putting in for this quarter, and then buy a smaller cap altcoin, and just do your own research. Make sure that you get a few, and it will go up. But yeah, there's a few coins that have kind of come down during different periods of time, right? So the one that I'm really bullish on, that I would say, if you wanted to get it for more long term, not just this quarter, but for like 6 to 9 months, would be Kusama. And that's the dark horse that we had for the second half of this year that we started talking about that in July when it was about $7.50. It's at about $20 and some change. Now it was up to $50 or so earlier this year. So that one's been doing really well. And I think it's at a moment in time now where if you get it under $30, 9 months from now, you'll be very, very happy. But I don't know if it'll move strongly by the end of this quarter.
I need some 5x gains, Charlie.
Yeah, so it's all a matter of timing, right? So those 5x gains, by just holding something like Ethereum, will happen no matter what in the next 1 year.
Right.
Now, but if you get something like Kusama that does it within 6 months, even better.
Yeah, I'm watching Celsius right now. It looks like Celsius at one point during this year was 12 cents only, and then during the beer bug panic, it crashed down to look like 6 cents at one point.
Correct.
God, can you imagine getting in at 6 cents?
I know people who have, or lower.
6 cents and then getting out at like $1.20. That is just
a lot of
fantastic.
those guys that bought at that point, they're still in.
Really?
Oh yeah. So I mean, they take profits from time to time, but it's gonna be interesting to see how well it does. So I think it's gonna go back up to about $3.50 to $3.50 to about $4, somewhere within there.
Celsius?
Yeah.
When do you see that? Because people say it's dumping right now.
Yeah, it is dumping. It's taking a breather. So some things go up and other things go down at different periods in time. So I think we had Bitcoin continuing to go up and then starting to go down in September. Some altcoins following, like Chainlink and so forth.
Mhm.
And then Celsius was doing really well at the time, continued to go up while everything else was going down. And then you got some coins that were recovering at the early part of this month, including Bitcoin. And so they all go up and down at different periods of time, right? So right now, Celsius is going down to somewhere between 80 cents to $1.20. Right now, I think it's $1 something. So yeah, if you get it around $1 basically, or 90 cents, something like that, if you can get Celsius around that price, easy 3 to 4x within the next 6 to 9 months.
I feel just my gut instinct from just what I've studied on like surface layer research is Polkadot seems to be here to stay, and so it's currently like $4, right?
Yeah, it's right around $4, and I would say if you get Polkadot under $10, it's kind of like getting Ethereum under $10. Not necessarily that it's going to go up to $1,500 or $1,400 within this bull market like Ethereum did in 2017, but I think it's just as much of a game changer to the crypto market as Ethereum was. So therefore, sometime in this current bull market or the next one, it's going to do massive. And I think it's going to do really well. It's at least a 30x opportunity within this bull market.
And that ends at end of 2022, is it?
End of 2022, maybe bleeding a little bit into 2023, something like that is what we're probably mainly aiming for at this moment in time.
So we're going to make a lot of crypto dollars is what you're saying here.
Yeah, this year, right, and last year were kind of test runs.
Right.
Next year is going to be the real deal with new all-time highs for a lot of stuff. And then 2022 is going to be the 2017 2.0, maybe a little bit extended version.
Oh man, that'll be great.
Yep. So better get your engine started, get as much Bitcoin as you can under $12,000 or $15,000.
I'm looking at, I think that this is a kind of conservative strategy I was thinking to do. If you take like $10,000 right now and you split $1,000 across 10 projects that are relatively, maybe 10 is too many, maybe 5 is good because that's better. 5 is better. 5, and then you put $2,000 in each, and you take 10 grand, put $2,000 in 5 of these different coins, and in the bull market, like every idiot makes money in the bull market of crypto.
Oh yeah,
and you make tons of it.
Buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum. You get from this current moment in time a 10 to 20x without doing shit. So you catch a couple good altcoins on top of that, doing just fine.
Yeah, I love that that we're seeing like just a huge jump right now, especially in Japan time as well. On the Japanese market, Bitcoin it just hit 1.3 million yen.
Nice.
So it's raging upwards. Yeah,
it's getting pretty close to 12,500, which would be nice to hit. I think so far the high today has been 12,469. So
is it testing 500, you think? 12.5?
Yeah, within the next 24 hours. Yeah, easily.
Wow. That's going to be pretty interesting to see if it gets some support there.
Yep. And I think right now it's just a great time overall to be like, yep, this is what we're expecting. Kind of taking a bit of time for Bitcoin to kind of come up here, see what coins might follow it a little bit, and then see some accumulation time still between for the altcoins, at least between now and the middle of November. And then, just a very Merry Christmas. So get on, figure it out. If you don't have a strategy or you don't know what the heck's going on, hit me up on my website. I do consultations. Rates are going up on that right now. Actually, I got to change that immediately after the show. So, things are going well for the crypto space.
Anand says, how are you forecasting your prices? So I'm using prior experience. I'm more on the fundamental side. Charlie's more on the technical side. And, when I'm paying attention to stuff, I do pretty well for myself. And so I did call Cardano earlier this year.
Yeah, you have a good macro view on like, hey, this one looks like it's primed to pump. And you called Cardano as a prime pump. And you got talked out of that one, unfortunately. So it is what it is.
Where's Ernie? Ernie need to do my dirty work. But no, yeah, and that's what I'm thinking now is there's still so much more to be made right now. It's actually sickening how much money there is in crypto.
It's free money. It's just there's two things that stop people once they're in the market, right? So once you're in the market and you're making gains, it might take you a month, might take you 2 months to start making some gains, whatever. You might have to, experience a time where you bought high and then it goes a little bit low. Overall, though, the longer you hold, the more it's going to go up, right? And so just do that, and you'll be fine. But anyways, in terms of how do I forecast the actual prices, I specifically use Bitcoin cycles and then support resistance. Pretty simple there. Not too complicated, but
I look at past experience. I look at the trade. I look at more of the news than the emotions of what's going on at the time.
And when I think taking a look out a little bit longer on like what can happen this year, right? Mm-hmm. Rather than just what's going to happen this week, I think is also a good skill to have. And I mean, you called that with Cardano easily.
Right. And now I'm looking at this and it's a little surreal, to be honest. You see like, what's going on? So what would you think? You're saying right now, this is the cycle high. We're flirting with the cycle high.
Yeah. Getting close within the next 1 week. It could happen on Friday. It could happen on next week on Wednesday. There's no way to determine that exactly, except for once it starts kind of stalling. And then if you watch the 10-day moving average, you can get a good idea of when it's about to kind of get some weakness.
Okay. So as long as it's I'm thinking
growing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like is 13 is it possible right now within this 1 week, or is that's really ambitious, right? 12.5 is the big hurdle. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, 12.7's the hurdle. If it can get above that by the end of the week, then it has possibility to go towards 13,400, 13,500, but I think somewhere along that path it kind of stalls out.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at strategic, because when I have some, I like to take sometimes I take profits a little too early, but it's never a bad thing when you're taking profits, even if as long as you're taking profits, and I'm taking profits more often than I'm taking losses. Yeah. Binance Coin seems to be doing well as well, and that's a nice little nest egg there that I have that it was that I called a while ago. Any reason why there's any reason why they're pumping, or what's going on?
They've been doing a lot of different things in the market in terms of trying to get a good position in the market. I think there's a lot of more volume coming into them right now, especially with BitMEX. Right, BitMEX went down. Right, I think I forget exactly how many Bitcoin, but a ton of Bitcoin went to other exchanges. Binance took a lot of that liquidity. I think Gemini and Deribit took another big chunk of that liquidity coming away from BitMEX. So they're just getting more business. But that coin specifically right now, where is it? It's at about $30, right? So not too far away from its all-time high of $40. So it'd be interesting to see kind of how that grows in December as well.
You talking about Binance?
Yeah, because we were looking at $100 for that at some point during the bull market. And a lot of people were like, are you crazy? It's just an exchange coin, which it is, but a lot of things get pumped up pretty high in a bull market.
Johnny Ass says, only talking price, yet there's something wrong with Hex being designed just to go up in price. SMH. I think the design is broken right now because it's not going up in price. It's been pretty stagnant.
I don't know who he's arguing with, because I don't think anybody on this channel has ever said it's wrong that something goes up in price.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, my goal in crypto, which actually seems like a pretty easy, short goal because I'm basically almost there, but it's like get enough money to get a house. That's my Bitcoin goal. Like just invest enough money so I get a house for free, basically. And then
it's easy to do.
Right, it's super easy. And then I realized that's like too small of a goal for this type of. Literally, like it's the time right now. Everybody who still thinks like, oh, it's too late to get into crypto and everything. You guys are so wrong. You're still, this is just the very, 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 very beginning. If you're diligent with if you're diligent with your studies and diligent with understanding the markets, pay attention and like make some good moves, dude, you can make some serious cheddar. You can make some bank in this crypto shit. And that's what we talk about every week. I love this stuff. I love it. I love it because if I feel like I'm outside, literally I'm outside the matrix. I'm outside the system. I'm like, people look at me and they see me like checking my phone, like thinking like, oh, maybe I got a text message. They don't know. I'm just like, boom, 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 made a couple trades. You know, now you're up 20 racks, you know, you got 20 G's just extra on the month. And so,
yeah, and with staking and with different interest bearing platforms happening in this bull market, like let's say you take, you know, 50,000 and you put it on a coin that gives you a good 10%, you know, interest rate return every year. That's $5,000 free dollars just for buying and doing nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that. So that's why I say, like in today's day and age, you know, if you get in on this crypto thing, you just have a leg up on pretty much everybody around you, because the majority of people don't know crypto.
Especially when the other markets in the world are kind of in the opposite end of the spectrum right now, about to have some troubles, basically. So,
oh yeah,
it's a good hedge.
It's good. It's a good time to be alive. So what else are we going to talk about, Charlie? Are we talking about more strategies? Are we talking about a timeline? What's the timeline you think for this?
Which part? The green Rolex operation?
Operation Green Rolex.
If we get a good market pump by the end of this year, I'd say the end of this year is possible, but more likely spring.
Okay.
Yep.
So it'll take me about a year, give or take.
No, spring is less than a year.
Okay. Not bad. I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
Yeah, so then it's just a matter of finding what else is hot in the market, and a lot of Polkadot related projects. You can make some good money on, just FYI for somebody who's looking around at different projects. Take a look at Polkadot related projects. You're going to have a lot that don't do well, but then you're going to have a few that do pretty damn well. And yeah, free money.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, that's going to do it for us today, guys. This is going to be a short one. Don't forget to just keep an eye on the markets. We're going to go live in Body Language Mastery right now. I am burned the F out as well, so I got to take the weekend off, go to Osaka. But tomorrow, Patrice O'Neill, the full breakdown is going down. Back to the regular scheduled programming. This Thursday, I'll be doing probably 4 or 5 hours long stream in a row, breaking down the Patrice O'Neill show, because I just want to do it. I just want to do it so bad. So we're going to endurance stream, get that going, and we're going to send out the email for the Body Language Mastery coaching right now. Until then, you guys have a wonderful day. Make money, make muscles, learn game, and we'll see you next week on the Tokyo I Told You So show. Peace out.